Okay, YouTube. Well, I've done videos like this in the past before, and I've deleted them. Kind of a recap thinking about the scenario deal. So I'm going to go ahead and retract everything I've said about my dealer doing this wrong, because I have a feeling after reading the forum announcements and reading some of the Facebook pages and stuff, and my video from today has shown up in several of those places already today. And I don't get involved in that stuff. I really don't care. But listening to, reading some of the comments and kind of seeing what people are still ready to slit their fucking chests open uh, on the stone for the Can-am BRP gods and the Riker gods, and absolutely live in this world of denial that this design is flawed. And being someone that's happened to this twice, and in the beginning, they blamed the dealer for not tightening the lug nut correctly. And I took the bait. I took the bait. Oh, yep, they didn't do it right. And then reading some of the comments is that BRP, some of the people are commenting that BRP is saying that the dealer's over tightening the lug nuts. Well, so which fucking one is it? So if it's all the dealer's fault, where do you take responsibility for this? This is a case that I deal with in the dealership business that they're trying to save pennies and it's costing them hundreds. Instead of taking the time to make sure that it does work and perform the way that it does, they've decided somewhere along the way that, well, if we cut this back a certain way, we'll save pennies on X amount of units, which will equal hundreds of or thousands of dollars of savings. And in this situation, it's a huge issue because the wheel's fucking falling off. And I'm known as the wheel fucking falling off guy because I'm the only one coming to YouTube talking about it. It's amazing when I look through the forums, there's been people with this cracked nut issue going on since the beginning, I guess. Some people with less than 1,000 miles on it and the rear wheel nut was cracking. Mine has not cracked, so I don't have that problem at the moment. But this is twice I've had the same wheel with the same issue. Well, we can't determine if it was cracked or not, but it could be that it warped and it came loose and then the wheel came off. It didn't crack, but it did warp. So I'm retracting everything as that it's the dealer's fault. And Family Power Sports in San Angelo, I hope you see this. I really do, because I'm retracting all that. I've been in your position. I'm still in your position now with different things that the manufacturer chooses to do. When they choose to save pennies and it costs them hundreds, when they refuse to take the time to tighten something correctly or manufacture something correctly and then it breaks and then I got to request a new one, I'm charging them $150 every time, an hour, every time that something like that happens. So it's counterintuitive. It's stupid. It's not your fault. I'm with you 100% on this. I'm bringing the bike back to you. You guys have been nothing but professional. The service advisor there has been nothing but professional. And I'm sorry. I mean, I'm truly sorry that this is happening not just to me, but it's happening to you guys. And we're stuck in this messed up dance together. This is Can-am. This is BRP. This is what they're choosing to do. I know how these manufacturers can get. They want to save pennies to add up to equal thousands of savings in production later, and it's costing them hundreds. So, for those of you that say I'm the, wheel falling off guy, well, fuck, it's happened to me twice. On the same wheel, twice. And I can't do anything about it. It's happened to other people, but they're not coming to YouTube and posting it, which is counterintuitive to me. If this has happened, you come to YouTube. Instead, they're hiding in Facebook closed groups and these forums, and it's not making its way to the general public that need to know, that are considering to buy this bike. Like, you got to slow down a little bit here. You're getting into a little bit more than what you may realize for the 2019 models. Looking through some of the information that's out there, I mean, everybody's fucking guessing. But everybody's a fucking expert, but they're fucking guessing. So don't believe a lot of these fucking people and what they're telling you. And remember, 98.5% of these people don't even fucking own one. So don't trust what they say. Don't trust that they believe it. They're going to get one eventually, but not right now. Oh, I can't afford one right now. Okay, that's fine. Then you can't be claiming an expert if you don't fucking own one. And if you're not going through this process like everyone else, shut the fuck up. That's all I got to say. Shut the fuck up. Sit back, relax, let us go through it, push out what's happening, and see what they're going to do about it. BRP Can-am. Get your shit together. That's all I'm saying. I watched your 2020 highlight video, and you kept emphasizing short distance. Well, in Texas, a short distance could be 100 miles. We consider that down the street. Anything over that, we consider that down the road. And 100 miles is not a long distance in a day. 50 miles one way, sit around, bike sits for 8-9 hours, and then rides home 50 miles. That's not very far. And this thing cannot stay together on the front end. For me. For other people, can't stay together on the rear end. I don't know. Own the shit. Come forward. Quit putting your dealers under the bus. And take responsibility for it. You're coming up with all these great designs for the next models because you know this is a shit design. I've seen some of the stuff you guys have put out, and it's quite fucking disappointing. And it seems as though you're not going to make sure that the people who bought previously, who are really into your product, you're not going to take care of them. So there you go. And for those of you diehard Can-am, ready to cut and slit your wrists and die before them, great. Because this is what they're doing. Enjoy yourself. Keep living that lie. Keep living that life. And we'll move on. And then when you finally can buy the shit product, then you can experience what I'm experiencing along with what others are experiencing. Until then, shut up. I'm really tired of it. So dealers out there, I know it's tough. It's tough. You're working with these reps. You're trying to establish a franchise with them. Bring their products on and do what you need to do. And you got to sustain this relationship, even though you know, even if it's a crap product, you got to do your best to kind of mitigate it, get that product there, get it sold, get it, make it happen, bring in that profit. And I know. Just keep trying to do right by the customer. Like my dealer's trying. They are fucking genuinely trying. And I have a feeling that the notice from BRP is going to be, well, the dealer tightened it too much. Well, they didn't tighten it enough the first time. Then they tightened it too much the second time. We only build this with the highest quality products that break. So, and then we don't take responsibility for it at Can-am. So, take that for what it is. Take it for what you want. Leave whatever fucking comment you want. I really don't give a shit. This has been a very frustrating process, and I have every right to be upset about it. I have every right to take whatever position I want on it. You don't like it? Next, move on to the next video. Go to the one that tickles your testes and makes you fucking feel great about wanting something that really probably isn't that great. Okay? Because you've made your mind up, and that's cool. There's 3 things in the world you can't trouble people with on facts, and that's politics, religion, and diet. And it seems that this Can-am following has quite the religious and political following. And people absolutely refuse to think that they can't make a mistake. No, they've made a mistake. They ventured out to try to meet this market, and that's great. And they did a pretty good job. No one's knocking that. Did a pretty good job. But there's a very important piece about the fucking wheels staying on that limits that ability. So take that for what it is. Do what you want. I really don't care. Okay? But I wanted to make sure that the dealer I'm dealing with right now, you guys are out of it as far as I'm concerned. This is a Can-am BRP thing. They're trying to save pennies, and it's costing them hundreds. I mean, I don't know what the fuck it's going to cost them to do this all over again. And by the time it's done, it's going to end up a third of the cost of the bike. So where was the fucking profit at if you had done the shit right to begin with? So there you go. Enjoy.